As we continued up the canal, we soon left the countryside behind. And as we continued, we started to get into the outskirts of Stoke-on-Trent. This boatyard is always quite amusing, and the sign always makes me laugh as we pass it. They were doing some major works to the ring roads. This is the last time we see the River Trent as we pass over it on the aqueduct. And this section of canal is a new old one. It used to divert at one point, but they rearranged the ring roads and put the canal back to its original course. At Turia we decided we'd turn off and go up the Caldon Canal. It's not the world's easiest junction to make. You have to make a full 180-degree turn. Dad didn't quite manage to do it in one this time. James Rindley made all of this possible, being the engineer of the Bridgewater and the Trent and Mersey. And while he was surveying the Caldon Canal, he got trapped in a rainstorm and never managed to dry out fully. He caught a cold and went back to his home, but after 2 years of struggling with his health, he passed away. So I'm not entirely sure whether putting his statue on the Caldon Canal is a good place for him. This is the site of the Johnson Brothers pottery, which was part of Wedgwood Group. They used a boat to carry pottery from their Imperial Works to Eagle Works until June 1995. That was the last regular commercial carrying on the Caldon Canal. Stopped the night at the Foxley Hotel. We didn't quite realise just how dangerous the area was. We felt a bit safer being on the private pub garden, but even earlier on in the day we had trouble with pub goers playing on a BW work flat that was moored in front of us. Luckily it wasn't long before we were out of Stoke on Trent. We were back into the countryside again. It was at this point my sister joined us on our travels, providing extra help and allowing me to do a bit more filming. Amazingly, this is the third set of locks at this location. Further to the left was originally 3 well-spaced locks. However, when the Leek branch got built, it crossed the valley on an embankment, and a new set of staircase locks was built to the right of that. Later it was decided to open the embankment out and create an aqueduct, and this then allowed them to create these 3 single locks that we're going down now, which reduced the delays caused by the staircase locks. I think there must have been some sort of duck race going on here. Either that or somebody was fed up with all their bath toys. Below Cheddleton, the canal joins the River Charnet, passes through a wonderful valley which is joined by a heritage steam railway. There was so little room at Consell Station that they had to build a platform over the canal. From the canal it gives you the best view of that platform. It was all made in timber and they remade it recently to resemble how it originally was. This strange thing on the bottom of this lock is a tunnel profile. It gives you some idea of how close it's going to be when you try to get through the tunnel. As you can see, there's not a lot of room, but we did seem to manage to get through without touching it too much, so we're going to give the tunnel a try. We approached Frog Hall Tunnel with some intrepidation. We'd never managed to get through it before, our previous boat, Rose of Yorkshire, being too high. However, the water level had been dropped since we'd last come this way, and Kismet is somewhat lower, so we just squeezed through. It's very close though.
They're both at the back here. Well, shall we just not bother then?
It's a long way to them. But to say where the quickly steps are. Yeah.
We went to the end of the basin, but then realised that there was somewhere else to go. The Uttoxeter Canal used to join here, and the first lock has been restored, and this is where the canal started to drop even further down the valley towards its destination. While there are hopes they'll get this canal restored, unfortunately you can only go through the first lock. You are however greeted with a nice mooring basin, and it's a great place to stop for the night. However, we had plenty of other places to go, so we turned around and went straight back up the lock we'd just come down. The next bit of canal is fairly unique. There are 5 places in the UK where you can do this. 3 of them are in Birmingham and 2 of them are in Staffordshire. The lower level of the canal goes underneath the upper level of the canal, so by travelling up 3 locks and taking a hard left, you end up going back over the bit you've just gone under. The Leek branch was primarily made as a feeder, however the only way they could get it was to provide transport for the town. The basin is now filled in, and so it terminates just before an aqueduct that's now filled in. The canal is very narrow at the end, so there's a winding hole, and we decided to turn and reverse up.
from the end of the signpost to Ginnell. Where's Banfield? Up there then, presumably, up the road. At the main Newcastle Road, turn right for an alternative route into Leek, passing Safeway on your right.
To complete our trip over the Pennines, we have to go through the Harecastle Tunnel.
Put you straight in.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Come in.
Yeah, I can more or less put you straight in.
Great, lovely.
Just to sort you out and get you in straight away.
Lovely.
It is 1.6 miles long, and there was two tunnels here. The Brindley one is now closed up, and the Telford one, which is the one we'll be travelling through, was built in 1827. We now have to drop down the Cheshire Locks. Colloquially, this flight of locks is called Heartbreak Hill because there's so many and they just keep coming. This is the second place in Staffordshire that you can cross over yourself. However, we're not doing that today. At Middlewich we turn off into the world's shortest canal. The Wardle Canal just joins the Trent and Mersey and goes up one lock and becomes the Shropshire Union Canal Middlewich Branch. The Trent and Mersey Canal Company never liked anybody to join their waters directly, and so there was always a short branch off with their canal, often under their own control and command. At Barbridge Junction we turn to join the Chester Canal. The Chester Canal went from Chester to Nantwich and got amalgamated into the Shropshire Union Canal, and so is now these days all just known as the Shropping.